pursuing her in her fall, implacably sweet. A face was over her, rich seemed you, which seemed a youth, symbol of all the beauty. Eyes seen on, crowned us with peacock plumes of gorgeous hue, framing a sapphire, whose heart-disturbing smile insatiably attracted to delight, voluptuous to the embrace of a soul pursuing her. Now Savitri is coming down from heaven, from the transcendental world, from the ineffable world, from the unknowable realm. She is coming down. She is coming down, even passing through the Satchidananda, through the cosmic plane, down, down, down she is coming. And all along she is pursued by some mysterious face which seemed a youth, who was the symbol of all sweetness and love and joy, crowned with peacock plumes of gorgeous hue, framing a sapphire whose heart-disturbing smile insatiably attracted to delight, voluptuous to the embrace of her soul. Let us read the next sentence also. Changed in his shape. So he is following her. And while he is following, suddenly he undergoes a kind of a change. Change in his shape, yet rapturously the same, yet happy at the same time. It grew, that face, that it stands for that face. It grew a woman's, dark and beautiful, like a moon night with drifting star-gemmed cloud, a shadowy glory and a stormy depth, turbulent and wild and terrible in love. So what was what is voluptuous joy, happy and all that thing? Suddenly that face has become a woman's, terrible and turbulent, you see. Pardon me? Yeah. Now the entire mystery is here. So actually what I will rather say is this. What is the boon Savitri has received? Savitri has received the boon of this life, this earthly life shall be the life divine. That assurance, that guarantee, that certainty is there. But I think the greater boon than that, the greater victory of Savitri than all the victories, she has won over death. She has won over death transformed also. She has received from the Supreme Himself the divine boon. But greater than all those triumphs of Savitri is this particular triumph, that when she is coming, she is actually bringing upon earth Krishna and Kali. That is the greatest boon. That is the real boon, not life divine. What matters? Who cares about that? Krishna and Kali have come. It is that which is the real victory, the real work which Savitri has accomplished. Pursuing her in her fall, implacably sweet, a face was over her which seemed a youth, symbol of all the beauty, eyes seen not, crowned as with peacock plumes of gorgeous hue, framing a sapphire, whose heart-disturbing smile insatiably attracted to delight, voluptuous to the embrace of a soul. Now, he has made it very clear that peacock plumes, that is the typical symbol of Krishna. He wears a cap with peacock plumes. Framing a sapphire, whose heart-disturbing smile, the sweetness of his smile, that is the quality of Krishna, description of Krishna. Voluptuous to the embrace of her soul. Change in it. So while he is coming down, he is changing himself suddenly into Kali. Change in its shape, yet rapturously the same. It grew a woman's, dark and beautiful, like a moon night with drifting star-gemmed clouds. So there is moonlight, there are stars also, you see. A shadowy glory and a stormy depth, turbulent in will and terrible in love. What a line, you see.
Why does he change into Kali? Why does he suddenly change into Kali?
She has changed to Kali.
Yeah, why does Krishna change into Kali?
Yeah, we'll come.
What's the meaning of it?
Yeah, we'll see that. That is more important. You see. See, yeah. In fact, Krishna himself is of no use.
No use.
No. If an activity has to be got done, has to be performed, a work has to be carried out in time, in Kala, it is the dynamic Shakti of Krishna who will do it. So,
The dynamic Shakti of Krishna is Kali.
that is what it is. He has changed. Yeah. And turbulent in will and terrible in love.
But he's changing into Kali.
Yeah, because it is he, the dynamism of the Supreme, it is that which has to really come. If the live divine has to be there, not Krishna, but Kali. But Kali cannot come, but Kali cannot come and do her work unless Krishna is there behind her.
Yeah, why? This is a good Why?
Because that divine presence is required.
The Kali is also the divine presence.
No. See, there is a division of work. The support, the adhar, the sanction of the Supreme, that is more important. She will not do unless he says, yes, go ahead.
He says yes, go ahead.
He has to say, yes, go ahead.
Krishna.
Yes. He has to say, yes, go ahead. She will not do. She will do whatever he wants her to do. She is Dasi, the slave of God. She will obey his will. And in that dynamism, she will carry out whatever has to be carried out. Pursuing her in her fall, implacably sweet, a face was over her which seemed a huge symbol of all the beauty eyes seen on, crowned as with peacock plumes of gorgeous hue, flaming a sapphire, whose heart disturbing smile insatiably attracted to delight, voluptuous to the embraces of her soul, chained in its shape, yet rapturously the same. It grew a woman's dark and beautiful, like a moon dyed with drifting star-gemmed cloud, a shadowy glory and a stormy depth, turbulent in will and terrible in love. Now, see, this is an excellent example of mystical poetry, symbolic poetry. He doesn't say, oh, now Krishna has come, oh, now Kali has come. That is what prose writings will say. In poetry, it is suggested, it is indicated, it is hinted, it is so beautifully expressed in a concealed manner that it becomes by itself revealing. By itself revealing. He doesn't say, oh, now Krishna has come, now Kali has come. No. The power of poetry is there in that, the symbolic power of poetry. And therefore, it is much richer than a simple prose writing. You can keep on unfolding the symbolism again and again and again and again and again and again. Kali, the very word Kali, Kala, time, it is in dynamism of time things had to happen, the feminine. So, if you are reading Savitri for the first time, this will look terribly confusing. What this means? What this really means? What he is really saying? But if you have read Shebandhu sufficiently, then the reference to this passage, these two sentences, you can trace in number of places of his writings. The image of Krishna, the description of Krishna and Kali appears at a number of places in a record of yoga. In a record of yoga. Actually, these two sentences belong to the very first draft of Savitri, which was written in 1916, 1918. This description belongs to 1918, the Arya period, which was also the period of record of yoga. So record of yoga combined with the Arya draft tells us very clearly the relationship between this description and Krishna and Kali. It was so obvious for him. Number of places you have got Krishna and Kali in record of yoga, you see, about the same time, 1912 to 1921. So you see. And this draft, this particular passage belongs to that period, you see. So you can really connect this description with Krishna and Kali if you see collaterally those passages also, you see. In fact, Krishna and Kali is much older than the Arya period, much older than a record of yoga. Krishna and Kali belong to the earliest spiritual realizations of Sri Aurobindo. It belongs to 1908 when he was in Alipur jail.
Yes, then you mentioned it.
When he was in Alipur jail, Krishna and Kali. Yeah. Who, of the early period of Sri Aurobindo's spiritual civilizations, in the midst of his hectic political activities, when he was in prison, he wrote this poem. It is an example embedded in his poem, Who, a composition dated sometime 1908, 1909. In the jail, he wrote this poem. We have love for a boy who is dark and resplendent. A woman is Lord of us, naked and fierce. We have seen him amused on the snow, the mountain. We have watched him at work in heart of the spears. We will tell the whole world of his ways and his cunning. He has a rapture of torture and passion and pain. He delights in our sorrow and drives us to weeping, then lures to the joy and his beauty again. All music is only the sound of his laughter. All beauty, the smile of his passionate bliss. Our lives are his heartbeat. Our rapture, the bridal of Radha and Krishna. Our love is their kiss. His strength that is loud in the blare of the trumpet, and he rides in the car and he strikes in the spear. He slays without stain and is full of compassion. He wars for the world and its ultimate year. In the sweep of the world, in the surge of the ages, ineffably mighty, majestic, and pure, beyond the last pinnacle seized by the thinker, he is throned in his seat that forever endure, etc., etc. Now, basically, here this is described here in this line, in the very opening of this one. We love for a boy who is dark and resplendent, 1908. A woman is Lord of us, naked and fierce. That is Kali. Now, although the rest of the poem describes more about him than her, but she is doing all that thing because of him. Again, in the aphorisms, when will the world change into the model of heaven? When all mankind becomes boys and girls together with God revealed as Krishna and Kali. The happiest boy and the strongest girl playing together in the gardens of paradise. Now, it is not going to be in the gardens of paradise, it is going to be in the gardens of the earth. You see, the cement, etc., etc.
It will come.
Yeah. Well, all the notes are there, you can go through them. The mother says here, a resplendent change has taken place in the mother. It was a direct physical contact with Shivandu which had brought about this change. Mother says while she was walking on the terrace, Krishna used to walk along with her. And she knew who Krishna is, you see. If Shivandu went by the spiritual or Vedantic path, the mother was the psychic tantric. In the fulfillment of the two, is done the work of Krishna and Kali. The great thing that had happened just within 6 months or the momentous 29th March meeting can be perceived from what the mother wrote on 25th September 1914, her diary note. A new light shall break upon the earth, a new world shall be born, and the things that were promised shall be fulfilled. After meeting Shivandu, this is what she wrote, you see. So, this is the Krishna Kali work. Without him, she cannot do this work. And after, the passage in its earliest form, found in a notebook used by Shivandu in 1916 for the first known draft of the poem, is remarkably similar to the final version. It begins at the bottom of the page, etc., etc. Pursuing her in her fall implacably sweet, a face was over her which seemed a youth. This is exactly what we have got here. Crowned as with peacock plumes of gorgeous hue, framing a sapphire whose heart-disturbing smile insatiably attracted to delight, etc. Yeah. During the record period 1912-20, we see the Krishna Kali aspect occurring repeatedly. This is what I was saying. Yeah, this is the passage, full passage, the first draft. Complete as it is. He has retained that thing as it is fully. This is aphorism. Be wide in me, O Varuna. Be mighty in me, O Indra. O sun, be very bright and luminous. O moon, be full of charm and sweetness. Be fierce and terrible, O Rudra. Be impetuous and swift, O Marul. He is asking what various gods should be. Be strong and bold, O Aryama. Be voluptuous and pleasurable, O Bhaga. Be tender and kind and loving, passionate, O Mitra. Be bright and revealing, O dawn, O night. Be solemn and pregnant, O life. Be full, ready and buoyant. O death, lead my steps from mansion to mansion. Harmonize all these, O Brahmanaspati. Let me not be subject to these gods, O Kali. That is what Kali is. That is what. Yes, all these gods will function. They will do this. But I will not be bound by what each one will do individually. I want this from him. All those things. But I will not be bound by one of them. Therefore, make me free from this God. Give me, but make me free. Let me not be subject to this God, O Kali. Now that is what Kali's work is, basically. That is what Kali's work is, you see.